verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of
That's
nowhere?
what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Welcome to UFO Undercover with your host, Joe Montaldo.
Oh my God, y'all are just weird. Just stop texting me when we're going live and stuff, you bunch of weirdo freako people. Again, I know sooner or later, 8 chat rooms to choose from, and you still got to ping me on Messenger. And I'm going to start making it a rule. If you're going to use Messenger, y'all going to have to make a group. Because right now I'm looking, there's like 30 screens up on top of my screen. They're all over the place. It's like Facebook heaven in here with a couple of Instagrams mixed in here and there. No, because y'all are all on the same end. I don't know how it works, but all of y'all are on all 3 of my Facebook personal pages and my 2 Instagram pages. So you can all connect. Whatever. How we have Charis, my London blood. Damn. Okay, it's going to be another one of these nights. Last week, this was this. How can we talk week? Obviously, after hosting for 25 years, I forgot how to speak. It was an interesting show. I should have went and got a cocktail. It might have made it better. But we have Charis with us tonight, and most of y'all should be familiar with who Charis is. I mean, she's been around for a while. Well, no, because sometimes I call her Charis, sometimes I call her Charis. It's a mood thing for me. Well, she knows how to pronounce her name. I just like to call her differently. Hey, at least I didn't change her name like I did Sean to Jack. Come on, give me a break. No, she's been around. Well, I don't want to age her because we don't want you to know how old she is. She looks like she's 25 here or something. So, anyway, she's coming to join us tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about what are you people in Miami going on about down there? Jeez, Pete, you people, y'all, is weed legal in Florida? Obviously, it must be because you people are smoking some good stuff down there. I mean, well, because I've heard every story you can think of in there. Mama, let's go. What do you mean? No, really. First, it was these big, tall, 10-foot aliens busting through the mall. Some people said they were carrying people on their sides like this. Some people said they were running out. Some people said they were running out with TVs and shit. I was like, really? I said, are you sure those were aliens? I mean, after Katrina, you seen people rolling down big screen TVs. No, really, you did. Uh-oh. I can't hear Charis. What's going on? Is it me? Is it? Wait, hold on. Let me see if it's me or if it's you. Janine, I don't know. I got to check and see. Give me a second and I'll let you know. Let's see. Test, yeah. Oh, no, it must be her because my audio. Let's test your speakers. No, okay, they're working fine. Yes, it must be you. I can't hear you. And I know my speakers are working. I don't know. She's teasing us because we can't hear her. Hold on. Let's see if we, yes. Well, I can't. No, really, we're going to talk about this because I mean, really, I must have gotten 500 million emails about this. Okay, say something.
All right, is this working?
Oh, yes, now we got you.
Okay, sweet.
No, really, I mean, because at first I just ignored this the first time I saw this. Okay,
Mhm.
because I haven't been on TikTok as much as I used to be because I don't have it on my new phone yet. And idiot. You want to know what I post on my TikTok mainly is pictures of Lola. Somebody said, "Oh, it's UFO paranormal." It is UFO paranormal radio. But right now, my dog is popular over there for some reason. Both of them are. Yeah, I have two. I have two Chihuahuas. One's about yay big. One's about yay big, and they've been on there for a while now. People like them. I
Yeah,
don't know
people like
because they're cute. And every now and then they do something stupid, and I put it on anyway. Getting back to what we were talking about, so I haven't been on there for a while, and I start getting these emails. I'm like, what the hell? Who's emailing me from TikTok? And it's like, oh, Joe, you got to look at this. And then so I listen to it, and they're always short clips, so you got to be careful. And you never know on TikTok what's real and what's not real. That's the bad part. Sometimes I mean, TikTok has some really good stories on it, and sometimes it's just complete garbage, and you never know which one is until you do a little investigation work. Brimmy, what are you saying? You were at the mall in Miami. I want to see some video, dude.
Yes, where's the video? All the closed video they must have had in there. The police body cams, the dashboards of the cars that were around the creature. Like there's gotta be video.
See, and that's. Well, no, I'm gonna find some here in a minute. I'm gonna bring it up here on the screen with Charis and I in a second. But see, my problem is here. Okay, first off, you got 10-foot aliens running around in the mall. I guess they wanted to go shopping. I'm not even sure what that's
I'm
about.
wondering why they were in the mall. Yeah.
And then secondly, why isn't somebody trying to tackle these guys? Where is like Homeland Security or something from the military, maybe some special ops group? Why would you let the Miami PD even get around an alien? I mean, that's asking for trouble. What are they going to shoot it and start an interstellar war? I mean, come on. I just don't think I'm sorry. I don't think the Miami PD is suited to take out an extraterrestrial. Is all I'm saying. Oh no, hold on. I'll pull these links up in a minute, but it's I'm not exactly sure. All right. Yes, I was one of the ones who busted the story about the reptilians walking after Katrina. That's as far as I know, those are true stories. But those weren't in a mall. They were in water up to here after a hurricane in a demolished area. It wasn't like there was 5 million people walking around.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big ass mall. I mean, it's a big mall with a lot of people in it. So my problem is where is this footage right here? This is the footage I want to see. Everybody,
Well, everyone was running, apparently. I've seen two different accounts. I wish I knew someone who were in the mall who
because
were
I'd be running with my camera on. I'm gonna be honest with you.
See, yeah, but when people are scared for their lives, and you
It's
have to
true.
remember like what it's like when you first have an extraterrestrial experience. You go into this crazy fight or flight, and your body, a lot of people, because it's such a paradigm breaking thing, and there's the argument that maybe we humans have been wired to just naturally fear and kind of panic when we see that. So I get it that people might have been running if they were running as much as people say they were, but there's got to be footage from the mall cameras.
You're gonna think so. Let's see what this is. Let's just put this on the screen and see what we actually got.
Yeah, that's the
Miami Mall captures video goes viral. Okay, let's see. Whoa. Then calm down. All right. Oh, we got to watch a commercial, people. Sorry about that. We'll leave it in mute mode until it's finished. Well, y'all ain't even seen the. Oh, I guess the commercial doesn't show. That's weird. Jimmy, I seen that video. The one you're talking about. I seen that. I couldn't see anything on it. There was something in the street, but an alien. I couldn't tell if it's an alien. Oh no, Kirby. I know. Okay, so you're talking about the one in the UK. That was a great video. It was a hoax, but it was a great video. So this like 11-foot alien creature thing comes walking down the street in London. Like it's like I think it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, passing all the CCC cameras up. Oh yeah, they sent cops out all over the place. It was a good hoax. It really was. Whoever did it did a really good job. Well, but there was something about it that made you think it was a movie prop the entire time. Actually, I couldn't tell you what it was, but you just had, because sometimes when things are too good to be true, they generally tend to be too good to be true. So let's see if this thing's actually going to work now. Why is it not playing? It's not playing in here with us. So what the bleep is going to bleep on here. Okay. What the hell? Well, it sure shows up on the screen, but it won't play for us. It's playing on my screen. It just won't play on y'all's screen. I wonder what's up with that. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong. No, I've done these 1,000 times. I'm not sure what it could be. Well, guys, when I figure out this is, you know what? I'm going to go look for this on a different server and see if we can play it that way. Anybody who's got it, you feel more than welcome. Y'all got my email, iCarCox.net, or you can send it to me on Messenger. I know y'all loved it. No, don't send it to me on my cell phone. What are you going to sit there? No, I'm not. So, and I'm not going to hold the cell phone up to the camera, so it's not going to happen. Send it to me on Messenger. That's probably the best way. Well, what do you mean? So, what do you ask me? What I'd have done if I was in the mall and there was a 10-foot alien? It depends. First off, sometimes I have my gun with me when I'm in the mall. Oh, yeah. Sometimes it depends what mall I'm in. Like if I'm in one of the New Orleans malls, if I'd have been in a Miami mall, Martha would have been on my side. They have open carry there and concealed carry. Carry both open and concealed, doesn't matter. But Martha would have been on my side. And to answer Jimmy's question from earlier, no. Martha is not the same gun that Ian's singing about in that song. It's a different gun. Yes. I don't know why you wanted to know that, but it's a different gun. Yes. Martha's like a freaking cannon. So let's just not even. Martha's a freaking cannon with 31 rounds in it. It's made for aliens at the mall is what it's made for. That's what it's made for. But really, what do you mean? I wouldn't shoot an alien unless I felt threatened.
Yeah, I don't. From what I've heard, they weren't hurting anyone. I have not heard the thing about them carrying people under their arms, though. That was the first I'd heard of that. But
I thought
I've
that
I've
story's
just heard
stupid.
they were moving through, and I have heard a couple people say that they were glitching in and out, like their either cloaking stuff wasn't working, or they were popping through their whatever
Yeah, maybe some
dimensional
dementia.
tech was breaking.
Yeah, they may have some tech that allows them to kind of run through like the edge of the dimension or something
Mm-hmm.
to make travel faster.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, Kirby, I've heard. Hey, Ed, I've heard about technology like that before. There's been a couple of contactees over the years that talk about. So especially with the grays, it makes them look like they're moving really, 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 really fast. But somehow or another, it's like they're touching the dimension, and it's popping them along as they go.
Yes, that's what
I
I've
don't.
heard people describe. They didn't know how to describe it, but they said basically it blinked in, it blinked out, and then it was closer or farther.
Each
And then,
time they were, yeah, it's
yeah,
it's
the thing
badass
that
technology, whatever it is.
yeah. Yeah, the thing I don't understand is why people automatically assume, like, why they automatically go to hate and violence when they see something strange. And that makes me sad because how many
It does.
times do things come and look different when they don't mean any harm and people just automatically, no questions asked and no one checking each other, act like you should shoot it on site or act like you should attack it on site when it's just minding its business. Like, I don't know why they were in the mall, but I haven't heard anyone say that they were doing anything violent. It's just that they were existing. So that is something I would love to like ping on people's minds to like, why do you think that it's going to hurt you just because it exists?
Well, and you don't know. I mean, this thing could have popped in there by accident. What do you mean, Carly? Bigfoot? Yeah, if Bigfoot tries to eat me, I'm going to shoot him. You can bet your ass on that.
I've seen a
Uh,
lot of Bigfoot footage lately. It's getting pretty good. Like I've seen a couple of videos where I was like, okay, I think that's real.
yeah. Well, real quick, Stephanie, I know because I just see what you posted. So, if you're in the Rabine River Basin, it's a Louisiana Mississippi line, those are probably skunk apes. The ones that people consider Bigfoot are probably up in the northwest. And then there's another version. There's 3 or 4 versions of them, and some seem to be friendlier than others. I don't know. I'm only going by what the researchers tell me. I'm not a Bigfoot researcher. We do have 2 on the network, but I'm not a Bigfoot researcher. I just go by what everybody tells me. Well, I've
I've seen
talked.
one in Mount Shasta, and my brother saw one in Virginia. So
They might have been like kissing cousins, man, like the Acadians and the Cajuns. Uh,
maybe.
it's Well, no, because it's not just them. So if you go overseas, you've got like the abominable snow monster, who is some type of yeti,
Mhm.
and then yetis are some type of Bigfoot of some type. but they're just slightly different and they behave different sometimes. Well, so you never know if some of them may have developed behaviors because of man. You
Yeah.
know, killer whales are much different around men than they used to be. And they said in the early days, they just swim up and bump into boats. Hey, what you doing, people? Look at them and stuff. Yeah, they don't want to do that now because somebody might shoot them. Well, think about how many whales were killed all for what 500 years, and they were friendly. They didn't know better. They're like, hey, look at these stupid humans. Let's go watch these humans cross an ocean, and then they get turned into perfume. Uh, we can't be doing that with aliens. My real problem is, guys, is if you've got a really advanced race here, and you go to killing their people or stealing their technology, they might say, okay, they're dumb humans. We're just going to leave it alone. But sooner or later, they may just have enough of it. Yeah, I don't want to find out what happens. And now we're going to put a damn, what do they call it? A neighborhood on the moon. I don't know why they're calling it. No, that's so NASA came out. It's Elon Musk and NASA going to build a neighborhood on the moon. Yeah, they're already designating how many Starlinks are going to the moon. I think they're going to launch them next year. Yeah, so the moon, not just the moon, Mars is going to have Starlink satellites too. Elon's going to basically give Wi-Fi to the entire solar system.
That's
But
good.
by the time Charis is 100, everybody will have Wi-Fi in the solar system. You know, you'll be out there on Venus somewhere on the moon working, checking away on your internet.
Pretty much.
It's well, there'll be a delay, but you won't notice it because you'll already be doing something else. Yeah, once you start and get into the 15-minute delay, you won't actually notice unless you're talking to somebody. Yes, then it'll be like, what? Especially if you get in a fight with somebody, because it'll be like, and then you get the answer. Well, I'm sure they'll get it down to like 5 or 6 minutes. I have no doubt about that. Michael, so where you live, Michael? You were in Miami. Were you in the mall? Your mom and your sister were, but you weren't. What did they
Ooh, what did
say?
they see?
They said they seen a bunch of people fighting, but they didn't actually see any aliens. They did see something that looked kind of tall, but they weren't actually sure because there were so many people fighting and so many security guards trying to break up the fight that they weren't sure what was going on. And then one of their friends said they thought they seen someone in a costume, in a 10-foot costume.
Interesting.
So, but how do we know if it's a costume or maybe the person just assumed it was a costume? Of course,
Yeah.
someone just assumed it was an alien. So, y'all remember what they say about when you make an assumption, right? I'm not going to say it, but no, there's a saying about making this. Oh, no, Carly, there's a big time saying about making assumptions. Yes. No, look it up. No,
Mhm.
I'm trying to be polite.
The people I've seen, and this is what made me believe the accounts more, and these were both on TikTok that I'm saying, was that they were people who obviously were not used to speaking on camera, and both of them said, I'm not going to say it was an alien, but it was something that wasn't human. Like, both of them were like, I don't know if it was an alien or not, because they're not alien experts. Who knows where this thing
Oh,
came
yeah.
from? But they were like, it was some type of figure that was not human, that wasn't moving like a human, that didn't look like a human. And then they got taken into police custody for like a couple days afterward and questioned a bunch, and the cops asked to see everyone's phones, but there were a bunch of people who ran away. But also, if they were running, I mean, we know when you try to photograph something and you're moving or whatever, it's blurry, it's weird, you don't necessarily get it. So I
Yeah,
don't know, I
especially if you
think
got it
that's,
on video and autofocus, it's going to be just a blur behind you.
yeah.
Let's see what we found here. Let's see if it'll let us work it. All right, stay. Da, 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 da. No, Frankie, really and truly, guys, there's lots of footage, or it looks like for some reason it won't let me play it on the. It won't let me drag it into the system for some reason, which is weird. It's because they're doing it on a page, but they're not doing it on a like the player's not the page; it's just in a page. And what we're gonna find out right now. Hold on a second, guys. Mm-hmm. Do. Wrong page. I swear, man, when you get too many pages open on your computer, it's a pain in the ass. Okay, where'd it go? I was just watching this thing a second ago. All right, people, I'm gonna start blowing shit up here in a minute. And, just ignore it if you hear something explode near your house. Don't worry about it. It was probably I don't know, something. It was something. Let's see if this one will work. So can we? Oh, we see. So we're not even seeing that move on the page. That really bites. because at least we could see the pictures. Because here they're just making them small, but on the why is it doing that? Usually the system works really good. I wonder what's up with this. And we're doing it on Google because we know it doesn't like Microsoft. Let's try this again. I don't know, James. It's usually it's quite intuitive. You know what? Maybe we'll cheat. Hold on, I know what we'll do. We'll go to YouTube and see if they've got any. Yes. No, really. I mean, because for some reason it's not letting me bring it up on a TV system. And to be honest with you, I haven't seen much of it on television at all. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, that's how it usually is with disclosure stuff. Like they'll talk about it for a day or two, but then they drop it.
Well, because I know a couple of people brought it to my attention, and I was like, what? I said, what? No, what? And they're like, no, Joe, there was an alien in the mall in Miami. I'm like, wait, what? Tell me that again, because I got to stop and say, okay, there was an alien in the mall in Miami. I just instantly have to think, can that be true?
They were just swinging by Mars, and they were like, I have a hankering for some Annie's pretzels. I'm going to go to the mall.
Well, and that's the other thing. I mean, the hardest part for all this for me is I know every shop in that freaking mall's got a camera in it. Every one.
I mean, the police could have deleted those. That I get, especially if it was like they were trying to clean it up. But I don't know. Or more accounts of people talking about it. I think it'll be a matter of time. And for me, I'm always like, every bit of disclosure is good. Every bit of getting people's brains. Because the most frustrating thing I've seen as a contactee, an abductee, and a starseed person is when people's brains can't handle it, and then they just like either flip out and like have some type of psychotic break, or they get real delusional about what did or didn't happen because their brains don't have space for that to be real.
Yeah.
So every bit that we're like opening people's minds and like, this could happen. If it happens, it's not a big deal. Look, nobody died. A war did not start. Like, don't freak out. So next time you see something, you're not going to instantly go into shock, into fight or flight, cause some damage. So I think every bit of disclosure is good, so long as it's peaceful.
Yeah, but because we need disclosure. I mean, well, it's the only way. It's the only way that everyday people are going to find out what's going on. No, Jimmy, we've talked about that. It's even if the disclosure is not what we think it is, or it's not what it should be, meaning that it may be a lie, but it still may be a form of disclosure. We still want that. It still helps people to realize that this is a real phenomenon, that it's not a fake phenomenon. Well, no, Dan. I mean, we want people to realize that this is real. I understand what you're saying. Well, if it's proven to be fake, then it's not real. Well, no. If the Pentagon goes through the effort to fake something to make you think it's real, it's more than likely it's real. They just don't want you to know what kind of real it is. Well, I've been saying this for 40 years since I've been in this field. You have to judge the aliens by, like you would judge any human, by their actions, not by what they tell you, not by what you sense about them, but simply by what they've done. Yes, in some ways, you can say, okay, they've crossed the line when they abducted citizens. But for most of those citizens, they never remember it. It's only us crazy people who want to remember this stuff that it affects. The 98% that they take that doesn't remember, it doesn't even affect them. So they're taking you, they're doing whatever they're going to do. We're not going to get into what they're doing right now, but they're doing whatever they do, and then they put you back with no memory. You wake up the next morning thinking you had a sci-fi dream or something, and you're on your way. You don't even challenge it. You're just, are you up making waffles or messing with the kids or sending somebody to school or going to work or whatever you're doing in the morning? You just don't think about it. Unfortunately, there are 2 or 3% that want to remember and do remember, or for some reason show some reason while they're on board the ship that they want to be part of it. And then ET starts with that. They start with the downloads, and you start having these dreams, and things in your life start changing. You become more self-aware of everything around you and everyone around you. Your psychic and empathic abilities tend to quadruple at least. Sometimes they go far higher than that. So all this stuff happens. So I don't know why any aliens would jeopardize any of this that they've been working on for, I don't know, 200,000 years or so by walking through a mall. But of course, Charles Hall's aliens said they used to like to go gambling. So who am I to say they weren't there? I
I
mean,
heard a
really.
theory from someone who has contact, astral projects and talks to the extraterrestrials, and her theory that she heard when she asked what happened was they said there are a lot of multidimensional beings that check out Earth for all kinds of reasons and are just usually cloaked up and invisible. And something happened to these ones cloaking. And I heard that. I was like, maybe. I'm not saying that it's true, but it was
Mm.
plausible when I heard it. I was like, yeah, I believe that's, I know as a multidimensional spirit worker, like I know there's stuff around. We just can't see it because it's out of our visible light spectrum.
I mean, if you want to observe humans, a mall is not a bad place to observe them.
Yeah.
I mean, where it's well, no, Jimmy, really. I mean, humans. Oh, what are you saying, Jimmy? Now you see, now you being sexist, my friend.
What do you say?
He's saying that it's a good place to observe women and teenagers.
If you're creepy.
I don't want to be rude about this, but I know a lot of men that go to the mall, including myself. I would prefer. I'm not a big fan of some types of malls, but um, I know a lot of men that go. Well, yeah, maybe so there are more women. So, but still, it doesn't make a difference. So that what they come to observe Earth's women. Well, there's other ways. I mean, that might aggravate me a little bit. I mean, come on now. Earth girls ain't as easy as they think, so they better watch that shit. No, I'm serious. No kidding around. I mean, guys, there are a lot of people in malls. There's all kind of people. It's not just the people shopping, but it's the people working.
Mm.
It's a good way to watch. How we make transactions, how do we interact with each other, how does one class deal with another class. I mean, it's a good place to observe people.
Mm. Mhm.
I mean, and there's not a lot like loud music or big TV screens or movie screens distracting people. It's just them walking around doing their thing, talking on their cell phone, talking to their friend, getting something to eat, buying something. It's just a good observation. If you want to see us in our natural, what do you say? That's our wilderness? Yes. I'm sorry. Our wilderness. So the mall is our wilderness. Hey, that works for me. I can live with that. Well, here where we live, the real malls, the big malls, the super malls are going away, and we're still having super malls. They're not covered anymore. Right, that didn't come out right. They're not closed malls like when you walk through the mall, they're all closed up. These are air malls or outside malls. So you still got all these millions of shops. It's just the walkways are open. There's ledges and stuff to cover your ass when it's raining, but they're open. Yeah, it's just a different style mall. I don't look. Do I really think? Do you think I know why they do that? If I knew that, I would know why the aliens come down and abduct people all the time. Well, I kind of might know that, but still. So that Jimmy and I haven't seen any agencies. None of the people we know in agencies have seemed to show any interest in this thing down in Miami for some reason. Well, we don't always know. Sometimes you don't find out till later on. Yeah. Sometimes you don't hear a twerk in one of the agencies until, for a lack of a better term, it's dead and buried. Yeah, sometimes you don't. But most of the time you do. Usually, if they're involved in something or something, they think they might be able to get up close to something or maybe make contact with something or get some kind of samples, they'll be there. So, well, you know what? In all fairness to the government, I've never seen. Okay, I got to be careful what I say here. Let me think. Anyway, I know a lot of people who work and do a lot of different things in the government dealing with this particular field. None of them really seem like they want to hurt us. They're more interested in what the aliens are doing, and they're not even really wanting to hurt the aliens unless they feel like the aliens are hurting us. Oh, don't get me wrong. Now the government will use and abuse this to all sorts of ways. They probably got Charis up on stage at night that she don't even know, and she's probably out there doing all kind of weird calculus and shit for the government.
You never know.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you just never know. It's well, so that goes all the way back to. I promise I wouldn't bring up her name, but this lady was in the Air Force. And several of these women that were in the Air Force, I used to bring up on the stage and use this hypnosis to try to retrieve their alien contact. No, they weren't trying to make them whistle and do stupid shit. They were trying to retrieve alien information because these women had a open recall on what happened. So they wanted to try to, but for some reason they couldn't get it out. KW was a good friend of mine. She was in the field for a long time, but you can't go around saying you're an alien abductee and expect to get certain types of jobs. You can't. What do you mean? Why I don't worry about it? I own my own businesses. That's why I don't worry about it. You mean customers? I don't think my customers really care. I think they really just care about how much it costs. Well, the radio people don't care at all. And as far as construction customers go, they don't care. All they care about is what quality work they're getting and for what price. Look, they couldn't care if I was an alien. If I'm telling you, they don't care. It's different for people like us. Charis is a millionaire. What the hell? She's like 4 times over a millionaire too. Yeah, I met her mom and her sister. They're very, very nice people. Very nice people. Mm-hmm. Oh, they probably thought I was crazy, but
They're used to it. They think I'm no, they don't think I'm crazy actually.
No,
'Cause
I said they probably thought I was crazy.
yeah, yeah, they didn't. They thought you were great. I mean, this stuff tends to run in families too, and
It
so
does.
when you hang out in a family for that long, or not that anyone in my family necessarily claimed extraterrestrial contact, but as far as intuitive stuff and stuff that you can't explain, there's enough of it so that. And I don't know. I think it's really weird the taboo about ET stuff because there's stuff a lot crazier. I mean, if you just
Oh yeah, a
research
lot
for
crazier.
a day or two, you find that it's not that weird. It's not that unusual. People just don't talk about it because the taboo is so huge. They're scared of being called crazy. But the amount of people who tell us stuff because they know that we won't call them crazy, it's way more common than you would think. And now with everyone having smartphones, I love how many more videos there are. I just saw one today of I believe it was in Orlando, a big ball of light, and they thought it was the moon, but it wasn't. And then it dropped 4 balls of light. They lined up on the horizon, came in right angles, lined up on the horizon, and then 2 of them went out and disappeared, and then the big ball of light came down and sucked up, I don't know, 1 or maybe 2 of them, and then it just winked out and was gone, clear as day on film or on digital. And I saw something like that in the sky in Santa Monica a bunch of years ago, and they were white circular objects bouncing around in the sky in ways that y-
I always
not
wonder. I'm pretty sure they're probes, but I don't. The way they travel is just weird.
well, from what I understand, they displace matter so they can move it, so they don't use momentum the way that we do. So they like pull in matter on one side and just kind of pop over there and then pull in matter on the other side and pop in over there. But I don't know, they must have some kind of gravity stabilizers inside the craft because it's completely different than the aeronautics that we use.
Yeah, I imagine they have some type of stabilizers and inertial dampers or something because the speeds they travel, even even when they're not popping through dimensions,
Yeah.
they have to have some kind of damper in the system or they'd be smushed against the damn back wall. So
I asked.
obviously they've got that beat.
Yeah, and the image that I was given about how flight works with them versus us is like essentially that our current flight is somebody dragging themselves across the floor. You grab and you pull, you grab and you pull, versus something rolling, which doesn't have to have drag. It just
Yeah.
moves easily. That we still have a long way to go in understanding motion and movement and even space, that our paradigm needs to shift a bunch before we can really get how to use it and what's going on.
Yeah, there's just it really is true. The one that's helping us right now to help us grow up is Elon Musk, but
A little
I
bit.
knew you were going to see. I knew as soon as I was going to say that, somebody in the chat was going to say, "Oh, you're in love with Elon." I told y'all before, if I was a girl, I'd be like, "Elon, marry me." Well, at least I'd have 2 of his kids or something, you know. Well, he gives all his kids money. He gives them all like $1 million, $2 million each. Plus, sooner or later, they're going to inherit billions. Yeah, I think they're all right. If they don't end up living on Mars, because Elon said he wants to have 20 kids and take at least 10 of them to Mars. He said it'll take 10 of them to stay here and run his empire, and he'll have to take 10 to Mars and build another one.
Well, good for
The
him.
man is he's either brilliant or insane or maybe a little both. I'm
I
not
would like
sure.
to see him do some more humanitarian stuff with all those resources he has. I think that would be cool.
So he was. So this gets him in trouble. Though. So he's got that neuro chip that's going to allow you to do all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
So they found out that people with certain dispositions could be dampered with a chip like that.
Mm.
So you put this chip in somebody's head. So if they're known a pedophile or whatever they may be, it can take the influence out of their life.
Interesting.
So the only thing that worries me about that is what else can they use it for?
Yeah.
Or when we're babies, we're all going to get this little chip that controls us so we can't even get mad anymore. I say, I'm not really liking that
Yeah.
idea. No, Bruce, I'm all for. See, I think every child should be chipped with a tracking chip and their information on when they're born. And then when they're 21, they should be, or 18 actually, whenever they're old enough to move out of their house, they should be allowed to decide, do they want to keep the chip or do they want to get rid of the chip?
Mm.
Yes. Well, because for us, for parents, it makes life really easy. You do this number. Where's that little bastard at? Oh, son. What were you doing today, son? Oh, I was out swimming. Oh, you sure you want to know friend's house? No, Dad, really? Because, the tracking device says you was at such and such's house. Well, you can do that with the phones now, people. So it's no real difference. The only difference is this won't be removable. You'll have to have special equipment to remove it. Well, yeah, because you don't want the first idiot to be able to steal your kid and then take the chip out. It would help with human trafficking in major ways. Not just in the fact that it would lessen it, but it would help us find a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, even getting other countries, we don't have to get other countries to. We need to, but we could have a rule. You come to the United States, you got to be chipped. No coming here. So if somebody was bringing like human trafficking children or whatever here, they'd still have to chip them to get them in the country. Because if they didn't have a chip, we'd instantly know you're going to prison. Look, guys, I don't know what's going to change it. There's something, we need a leader that can just stand up, maybe an alien, I don't know. It's just somebody that it doesn't matter what party you're in. And the last two of those was Reagan and Clinton, can stand up and say, hey, this is what we need to do. And the majority of the country says, you know what, you're right. The majority of the country couldn't even figure out what shoe they wanted to tie first, right? I'll give you a break, man.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever gonna, just because people like to be mad, right? And people just like to argue. So I'm not sure if anyone, no matter their creed, could unite Americans the way that they're so keyed up right now.
Yeah, well, it'll be a tough job. It'll really have to be someone extra special. Jimmy, I don't think it matters what color or what sex they are. They just have to have the bravado that people can get behind them and say, "Hey, this is how it is. We need
Market,
to do this." Yeah. And that the parties decide, "Hey, the problem is right now the parties are taught so they can get reelected to just speak hate all the time. That became a thing after the last war. They said, "Okay, this is the only way we can seem to get reelected anymore is to hate on each other." And it always and it's pretty much working in cycles now. So it's a broken system. No, we're a republic, Jimmy. No, we're not a democracy. We're a republic. I know everybody always tells me, "Oh, we're a democracy." No, we're a republic, people.
Yeah, electoral college and all that.
Yes, we're. Well, actually, Chris, to be honest with you, if we ever went with just a regular vote, there would never be a Republican president again, which would start a revolution in the country. Yes, they would start a revolution in the country. I couldn't even tell you the last. Maybe Ronald Reagan, maybe Daddy Bush, no, maybe Baby Bush. I couldn't tell you the last time a Republican won the popular vote. They've won the electoral college several times, but it would just because they would consider it unfair. The problem is not even the Democrats want New York and California deciding the fate of our country. So that's always been a problem. Yeah, and I don't know how you're going to fix that. I don't know how you're going to fix it. It may work itself out one day, or if we ever become a one world government, it may work itself out. New laws, new ways of looking at things. Maybe they'll fix you before you're born. Who knows? I've already heard that 100 times now. Let's do away with things that would be considered abnormal in society before you're born. Yeah, and what's abnormal? That's what scares me right there.
Who's making that call? And is
Mhm.
it, do you have to consent to it? Do the parents consent to it?
Yeah, yeah, and do the parents have to consent? That's the other thing. Oh well, your child looks like it's going to have a deep for this, that, or the other thing. We're going to go ahead and fix that now. Really? Well, how do we know that for sure? And just because you do, don't mean you're going to do it. That's the real problem. A lot of people have predesperate for different things in their life, and they don't do it. Some of them do, some of them don't. I don't know. There's lots of things. We're not going to get into that tonight because that's what the show's not about. But there's lots of different things that you consider. It depends what you view in life. But
Yeah,
there are
you could
some
go
things.
like depression. Like some people have depression that runs in their
Yeah,
family, and then events in their life can trigger it to activate it or not. And then they can work on it knowing, oh, I've got depression that runs in my family. So let me make sure I do gratitude practices. Let me make sure I eat a diet that's going to give me healthy brain chemicals, whatever, versus just letting it run away with them.
yes. And see if the problem with that is if the government steps in and say, okay, we're going to fix this, and they're going to be happy their whole life. Okay, but maybe that depression sets them off to write one of the greatest novels ever, or come up
Right.
with a device that changes the world. So you got to remember, sometimes pain, agony, even love, can make you change and make you do things for the good or bad. I'm not saying it can go both ways. I'm not going to lie here. I mean, it can go both ways, unfortunately. Life would be a much more boring place if everybody was pretty much knew what they were going to be before they came out. Okay, well, they're going to be a lawyer, they're going to be a doctor, they're going to be a janitor. Really? I, I just because look at Einstein. He was a mail clerk.
Hmm.
And he's not the only one. Addison, there was bunches of these guys who were just brilliant beyond belief that had little whole jobs. And if they would have been pigeonholed by what we're talking about right now, a lot of things wouldn't have changed. It would have took a lot longer to reach where we are in physics for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, Jimmy, you might be right. We might not have been able to nuke Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which means another 4 or 5 million people would have died in the war.
Mm.
Yeah, violence begets violence. I just it's one of them things. World War III is possible. I'm just hoping the aliens are saying no. You're not polluting the planet. Knock it off.
I
I'm
was
not counting on it. Yeah.
flying over the US yesterday, and I was thinking about something I heard Dolores Cannon say about how some of the ancient wars have created the deserts all over where stuff won't grow again. I was looking down. I was going over some place that had red rocks. I don't know what state we were going over, but it was a coast to coast flight. So, and I was just thinking, I was wondering, I was like, huh, I wonder if this is one of the landscapes that got destroyed by the weather tech that turned the places deserts. Because you could see the old rivers and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it is interesting to wonder and think about, though. Like, what did it used to be like before? Because those civilizations were so long ago. We don't still have records from them.
And that's the thing. I mean, we find little scraps here and there of stuff. Just recently, we were talking about that because when I was being born, I was always told, "Oh, we're only 6,000 years old." Blah 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 blah. Of course, if you know anything about science, you know we're much older than that. And even if you only want to give humans 2 million years, it's still a good bit of time on the planet. But it's not that. I mean, so the Sumerians were supposed to be, and Sumerians and Egyptians were supposed to be the height of the civilization, start of civilization 6,000 years ago. That not meaning there weren't humans all over the planet with little tribes and villages, but they were supposed to be the start of civilization. Then we find out, because of a tsunami of all things, that India had these two big, huge cities that had between 250 and 400,000 people living in each one. They had aqueducts, they had sewerage, they were very advanced. And we're talking 12,500 years ago. That's a long time ago, guys. I mean, that's the end of the ice age, is what that is. That's the start of modern man, and there they are. So were those cities there before or after? Were they built at the end of the ice age? What was going on there? How did all that come to be? And then we found stuff off the coast of Japan, stuff in the Gulf of Mexico. It just looks like we were older, quite a bit older than what. And then we've got the Sphinx and the that seems to only date it dates back, which is funny, to that 12,500 year mark. And the way we know that is two things. One, That's the only time it was raining in the yeah, well, that's the only time it rained there. That part in the Nile Valley. That's when it was wet and damp. It was 12,500 years ago because it was the end of the ice age. But more importantly, it's the only time that the Sphinx lines up with Leo. It's at 12,500 years ago, perfectly. And by the way, the Great Pyramids only line up with Orion at 12,500 years ago. Angkor Wat only lines up with Draco at 12,500 years ago. There's 7 of these great things on our planet that only line up with their constellations at 12,500 years ago. And then we find cities built to those dates. It's like somebody's trying to tell us something. Something significant happened 12,500 years ago. What the hell was it? Besides the end of the Ice Age, what was it? Obviously, we're missing a whole big chunk of our history. And I guess we're going to keep missing it because no one seems to be able to find it anywhere. I don't know, people. It's very strange. No, it's easy. So when the guys were looking to see when it was raining in the Nile, is when they found out the Sphinx lined up with 12,500 years ago. That's when they found that it lined up with its constellation. Well, because they were going backwards. They were going back. When they go back, it shows you the stars' positions in those dates. That's when they found it out. So then another guy said, well, you know what? Let's check all these other great monuments on the planet and see if they line up with any constellations. And you know what? Easter Island lines up with the Seven Sisters. And even the great Stonehenge actually lines up with a constellation. So I don't know what it means. I have no idea. All it tells me is somebody 6,000 years later, because that's when all these monuments were built, except for the Sphinx, understood its precession, because they were able to go backwards in time and build these monuments to line up with these constellations at those dates. It's a message. The message to what, I have no idea, but it's some kind of message, because it's definitely stands out and like slaps you in the face. It's like the Dogon. They just slap you in the face, and we're just sitting here going, well, we know it's important, but why? I don't know. We're going to send Charis back in time and find out.
Be happy to. Just give me the right.
We got a time travel machine. Who she's going back with, the new doctor? I don't know. I've only seen him in one episode. Don't ask me what I think about it. I have no idea.
Wait, their new Doctor Who?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I've seen him in 2 episodes actually.
I didn't know.
Yes, he's. Well, yeah, he's black doofus ass. What do you think? Oh, you mean, is he like one of the islands? No, I don't think so. I think he's just black. I think he's from England. But yeah. Anyway, is he gay? I don't know. We're gonna find out. He's actually kind of funny. And they split in half because David Tennant came back for 3 episodes, and they split him in half. So now they still got David Tennant resting with Donna Noble, and they got this new guy out blasting around the universe. He's like, we'll see how he is. I mean, the first day you see him, he's in a white shirts and briefs and running around killing shit and destroying stuff. And I don't have anything against him yet. I stay out of Doctor Who lessons just like I stay out of Star Trek lessons. Yes, because some people need to feel the need to teach your dumbasses something. Oh man. Oh no, she's Donna's daughter Rose is a transvestite. Yes. There you go. You have to go ask the producer why he wrote her in there. I know he's catching flack for it, but yes. What it has to do with aliens is, well, I guess Doctor Who's an alien, but still. I'm just, I don't know how we're going to tie it into this conversation. That's all. I've only seen her in 3 episodes, or him, or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't even care at this point. I haven't heard her, or I can say her because it looks like a girl to me, but I haven't heard the person decide what sex it was. It didn't say what it was, a transvestite or whatever lingo, because there's lots of new names now for all of this stuff. Yeah, so like bisexual, there's like 5 new names for bisexual. We're just not even going to go there. No, a good friend of mine who lives in DC. She used to host on a network, by the way. She's bi. She came up with these. I'm like, where the hell do you keep getting these names from? I said, she goes, well, that's what it means. We'll just use. She said, no, we got to use the cool names.
Yeah, I think it shows respect. I think it's one of those things where like people are all sensitive about it right now because there's so much trauma that they're offloading, and then it will eventually be.
True.
Yeah.
Well, some of this stuff just isn't important. As long as you treat people like people, none of the other shit is just it's just not important.
Yes, and that's the problem. Is like it, there wouldn't be these sensitive spots if you're used to getting beat up and murdered. You
That's
know.
true. Uh, Jackie, where you live? Freeport. Oh shit. Yeah, I've been like 100 years ago. So anyway, what do you got for us? Oh, Freeport's got aliens. Well, probably everywhere has aliens. Yeah, Charis is an alien. Yes. Oh yeah. See, I wasn't sure until I met her mom and her sister. And I was like, oh yes, they're definitely aliens. They were too smart for Earth. Huh? Actually, they are three of the smartest women I've met in, well, at that time in a really long time. Yes. I'm always impressed with intelligent women. Not because they're intelligent, just because they're not being criticized for it. Well, you got to understand, when I was in my 20s, if women were too smart, they got made fun of. It took all the way into up to 50 before they actually were being treated. Oh shit, she is brilliant. Well, I'm sure that has a lot to do with a lot of different things, sci-fi shows, other kinds of shows. Because if you're brilliant, you're brilliant. It doesn't matter what sex you are. You're just brilliant. Yes, it doesn't matter. If the person's saving your life, do you really care what sex they are if they're going to save your life? As long as they're saving your life, I mean, really, do you care? No, that's just ignorance, is what that is. Well, so it's like we go back to the Miami Mall thing for a minute. So these aliens are there observing humans, stuff like that. They're going to observe. They're going to be looking. They might see a little touch of racism here, a little touch of sexism here, a little touch of gayism. I'm not sure if it's a gayism's a thing, but y'all a bunch of idiots tonight. Daisyism. Oh, so that's what we're going to call it now, Daisyism. Okay, I can go with that. Whatever. Daisyism. Don't don't be hating on the daisies. That's right. Whatever the hell. Y'all need to share whatever kind of pot y'all are on tonight, is all I got to say. She's out there with the good shit. She's out in Cali.
Mm,
They got the good stuff out there.
true. It's true.
You East Coasters ain't got shit, man. Yeah. I'm just teasing. No, really. Obviously, you people in Miami got some really good stuff. Well, no, I'm not being serious, but well, maybe I don't know. I wasn't there. Well, because I'll tell you a little secret, totally off topic. It's if you're in LA and you're walking down Hollywood Boulevard, you walk 4 blocks down Hollywood Boulevard, you will be high as a freaking kite.
Depending
Oh
on the
no!
day, that's true.
So it used to be when the first time I went there was like, well, the first time I went to LA was a long, long time ago, but for Hollywood and stuff like that for work, it was about 10 years ago. And it was right after it became legal. The only place you would smell it like was in the alleyways, like behind the restaurants and behind the hotels. Now, the last 5 years I've been out there, shit. I walked out the Roosevelt Hotel. There's a high-end hotel on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm standing there with 4 guys. I got so high just standing. There's 3 guys smoking blunts about yay long, about yay big around. The pre-roll things. Like, hey, man. Hey, man. I'm like, whoa, dude, stop. That's so high. I had to go and get something to eat. Hey, go get me one of the damn hamburgers. I was like, shit. And so last year, there was a group of 10 of us. We were walking from the Lowe's Hotel to Author Services, which is on Hollywood Boulevard. It's about 2.5 block walk. So by the time we got there, all 8 of us was I think all 10, however it was, we were all stoned out of our gourd. I mean, when we made the turn from the Lowe's down the side street to get to Hollywood Boulevard, so the first group of people you walked, there's like 6 of them in, and they're all smoking. Each one's got their own joint. I'm like, fuck. And excuse my language. And then we make it a little further, and we stop. These people want to talk to us because they recognize Larry Elmore, who is he's the one who created all the dragons for Dungeons and Dragons. And so they're all wanting his autograph, talking to him. While we're standing, there's like 9 or 10 people standing around us just puffing away. And it's funny because I've smoked, so it's not like it really affects me as bad, but some of these guys ain't never smoked. And they're like, ooh. It was hilarious, man. I wanted to post it to the internet, but they're friends of mine, so I don't want to get in trouble. But so then we make the corner, And from that corner all the way 2 blocks down to where Altar Services was, almost half the crowd was smoking weed.
Wow.
Now, this was a Saturday night, probably why. Or no, Friday night, probably why. And we would just, I was ripped. By the time I got back to the hotel, I said, shit, I don't need nothing to drink, nothing to smoke. I'm going to get a hamburger. I'm going to bed. I was ripped. The Santas and them, they had never done it before. They were so loaded they couldn't even find their ass with both hands. It's weird, people. No, and LA. Okay, first off, not all LA is like that, but there are sections of it, like Hollywood Boulevard over there by the airport, where all the hotels are on Hotel Row. It's like that over there because everybody's smoking. And all the workers, like if you go out for lunch, they smoke a joint instead of a cigarette now. So everybody's high. It's weird.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where, as it gets more, there's a rebellion. It's normal.
It's strange.
Yeah, I'll be going into Kroger and I'll smell a cloud of weed at 10 a.m. And honestly, my feeling when I do that, I'm like, great, someone's having a good day. Good for them.
Yeah.
Weed and function in the world, then that means that we are living in a peaceful time, I believe.
That's right. Well, no, I agree. Well,
Okay.
no, potheads are way nicer than alcoholics are. They're just way nicer.
Yes. Agreed.
So they're way easier to deal with. There's far fewer people die from pot than from, until edibles came along, there was none. There was 0 people died from marijuana until edibles came along. But Colorado effed that up for us. Because some of the edibles are like, I mean, some of the bitches like doing acid. I mean, they really rip you up. And a lot of them just put you night-night.
Too much, you know.
If you do too much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people I hear say stuff like, "Oh, I ate half a cookie. I didn't get a buzz, so I ate the other half a cookie. I got a little light buzz, so I just ate a whole nother cookie, and then I didn't know what my name was." Like, and I know that because down here, the edibles they sell are 100% THC. They actually tell you cut them in 4 quarters.
Yeah.
I'm like, people, God.
Yeah.
I'd be going, "Who's this girl I'm talking to?" Be like, "Who are you?" I don't know you. Get the hell out of here, man. No, Donnie. I got a video I'm going to queue up in a minute. Actually, I think it's somebody else talking about it. We're going to pull up here in a second and see. That way, maybe since we got the video pulled up, it'll actually let us play it. So we'll let the commercial run while Charis and I are talking. No, I've been knowing for a long time. Yeah, she's only 25, so I can't know her for that long. But like 30 years I've been knowing her at least. Just teasing you, Steve.
But over 10 years.
It's been a while.
14,
you yeah. Actually, Donna, you could go find it there. It's on the archives. Yeah. Yeah. No, you could. Let's see. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let's turn this on. This guy is lip syncing to us, man. What the hell is going on here? No, you idiots. It's on mute. I believed he was lip syncing. Get the hell out of here. See, y'all are smoking some good shit. Whoever's in this room tonight. Oh, my God. Well, there's a couple of them here. We got the one from the Miami thing. Does it? Okay, hold on. Let's get this audio on. Let's see.
Videos on your social media feed. Teens spreading panic at Bayside Marketplace. Groups fighting, lighting fireworks, and damaging stores. Amanda Placencia is live in downtown Miami with more. And Amanda, several teens have been arrested.
Yes, Juan, 4 teens have been arrested between the ages of 14 and 16 years old after wreaking havoc last night here in Bayside. And we've learned that fireworks, which were mistaken for gunshots, are what led to that major police response. A massive police response at Bayside on New Year's Day. Videos posted all over social media Monday night show dozens of police officers swarming the area after the call initially came in as an active shooter. According to arrest reports, police say a large group of teens started causing a riot inside the mall and were lighting loud fireworks. They were entering businesses, possibly armed with sticks, causing damage inside stores and just creating panic for people inside Bayside. As As officers tried to control the situation, they had to shut down Biscayne Boulevard for 6 blocks until the all-clear was given. We are not reporting their names because they are minors, but 4 teens between the ages of 14 and 16 years old were arrested during the mayhem. Now that it's calm a day later, tourists and those who live in South Florida weighed in on what happened.
A little bit worried about the security in the area. I have a baby, as you can see, so I think could be like dangerous for the families that visiting around here.
But I heard what happened, I think, last night or New Year's in the downtown. So, yeah, I guess that was like a very dangerous thing.
Later in the night, a group of 50 teens also caused a disturbance at a nearby 7-Eleven. One victim in the chaos told police that a teen threw a bottle at his car, and when he got out to ask who threw it, there was an argument and he was jumped by a group of male teens. He told police that they went into his car and stole his iPhone. 2 of the teens were arrested for resisting an officer without
This doesn't sound like
violence.
aliens
The
to
other
me,
2 are
people.
facing a host
I'm
of
just
charges,
saying,
including burglary,
this
grand
sounds
theft,
like some
battery, and
BS to
resisting
me.
an officer without violence. The president of the Downtown Neighbors Alliance had a statement.
So let's see what
Paying
this
your
one
bills
says.
on time raises your credit score.
Of course it does, people. If you
Wrong.
pay your bills on
In
time.
fact, this is the first major credit score lie.
There we go.
You've probably seen this. The videos on your social media feed. Teens spreading panic at Bayside Marketplace. Groups fighting, lighting fireworks, and damaging stores. Amanda Placencia is live in downtown Miami with more. And Amanda, several teens have been arrested.
Same story. We out of
Yes,
here, people. We don't
Well, by now,
want to
you've
know
probably
about
seen this.
teens,
The
man. We all seen teens be bad before. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They're teenagers. Give me a break. We don't care if the teens are being bad. So is that all this is? So let's see.
I have a couple that I'll send.
Let's try this one.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm up early this morning doing some editing on the paranormal case we're working on. I kept getting all these messages.
Let's talk of alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace.
Take a good look at your screen. Are those aliens walking in front of Bayside Marketplace in downtown Miami? Online conspiracy theorists are saying that shadowy figure not far from parked Miami police cars appears to be an alien. Now, rumors are circulating on social media saying police weren't there to handle a group of rowdy teens, but rather 8 to 10 feet tall shadow alien.
Trending tab.
That's pretty creepy.
Called X.
The phrases Miami Mall and aliens in Miami have been among the top 10 searches on Twitter's trending tab. And Google News even has several reports questioning the event.
I feel like any time that there's a alien encounter, UFO spotted, like the government and local officials are always out quick.
They are always out quick. Okay. Let's see.
A couple over on Facebook, Joe. Those are some the accounts that I've seen.
All right, let me grab these. Okay. Let's grab this one right quick. Do. Stop thing. Hold on. Let's wait till we put you on the screen. Get that one out the way. What's that, Christopher? Well, no, the first 2 were about the mall and the kids and the blah 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 and blah blah blah. No, I mean it just hold on, let me stop this one. Because when you get into this kind of stuff, it's like Roswell or any other millions of cases we've talked about over the years. What it comes down to is whether or not you have viable witnesses. It's so, or good video footage or something. In Roswell, you do have a couple of witnesses that came forward that are pretty serious witnesses. You've got other cases that you have to stop and wonder, are they real, like Charles Hall, which is a good case, but is it actually a real case or not? So hold on, let's cue this one up. I think this is the one you sent me right here, isn't it? Wait, hold on, let me find you, and you can tell me. Add it to the screen. There we go. Let's make it full screen and let's put it on play.
Of an alleged alien attack in Bayside Mall in Miami, Florida.
See, here's an attack.
This comes after police flood the mall January 1st at 9:35 p.m. as can be seen in this video. Surprisingly, this is the first time that we're seeing information come out and videos like this from this January 1st event several days later, with some witnesses coming forward claiming to have seen 8 to 10 foot creatures that line up very much with what we saw in Las Vegas before. Of course, the media is giving us a little bit of a different story. However, even they can't decide what story to land on, with some claiming it was a fight amongst teens, a fight amongst teens with sticks, teens setting off fireworks in the mall. Some said it was a shooting in the news,
Or get guy.
but no tweet.
Would you be interested in collecting 5-figure paychecks for a few hours of work?
Not from
helping
your
you in
ugly
your spare
baldy
time
ass.
from
You
home?
scary.
I'm on a
buddy.
mission to recover $10 million within.
Sorry, guys. Just
Of an unconnected fight later in the evening, supposedly later in the evening, because the tweet was edited as their source for this being a fight in the mall. When again, the fight that they are using in representation did not even occur in the mall or at the same time. While on the other hand, we have anomalies appearing on camera that seem to match the description of 8 to 10 foot tall creatures. I would love to see the dash cams on these police cars, and witnesses themselves coming forward to say that there were aliens in the mall.
We happened to be at that mall, so we had Foot Locker or whatever. Next thing you know, you start hearing all this commotion outside, sound like firecrackers or something. So I originally thought that they were shooting. Next thing I know, it's like crazy. Like we just see all these people running. Like I'm talking about moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, old people even move. I'm talking about moving.
People moving.
So, my girl, she's like, what's going on? I'm like, fuck all that. We out. Like, I'm not gonna ask no questions. We just gonna follow the crowd. Next thing you know, real like gunshots start going off. So you know what I'm saying? Like we trying to follow the crowd, get out of there. I look back, no cap, yo. No cap. I look back, it looked like a big ass shadow, but it was solid at the same time, like a few shadows, but they were solid at the same time. And it almost looked like they was coming our direction, like they was chasing us, but they was disappearing and reappearing closer.
So that's what
so I'm like, yo, what? So we start really moving.
Now, does this not look very much like the shadowy creature he was describing? And does this not sound very much like the aliens described in the Las Vegas incident? We now even have Newsweek reporting on the creature in the Miami Mall. And I'm hoping that we get further analysis from them so we can get more information and more confirmation. Like, what's stranger still to me about this is that we're getting witnesses coming out saying it's 8 to 10 foot creatures, not just this guy talking, but people writing in, tweeting in, writing into the media. And the media is still talking about this fight. However, we have footage of an anomalous thing happening here. We have quotes from the suspects saying they were so scared for their lives. Most of them did not pull out their phones because they saw these creatures and they were running. Here in the video, you can see people running and you can see spotlights. This does not look like it's for teens fighting in the mall. Now, here's the thing. We're not getting any video from inside the mall. And that's what's wild to me, but it matches the account of them not pulling out their phones. Like I just said, I'm sorry, I'm just blown away by them not pulling out their phones because they were scared from their lives. Because if it was teens fighting or teens rioting or teens throwing off fireworks, we'd have video of that. And not video of outside hours later that's unrelated. Video from in the mall, because that's the world that we live in. We see stuff like that and it gets recorded all the time. We always see these videos, just some form of anomaly. I don't think it was kids fighting in the mall. I don't think you need 60 cop cars, helicopters, searchlights.
What is this, a building right here?
At a mall for teenagers fighting at the mall. That just makes no sense to me. And why are these people redacting their statements and videos getting deleted? And we have no video from inside the mall at all.
The no video inside the mall
Because
makes
these videos
something
are
look
getting
fishy.
deleted, I will leave you guys with Sosa Pippin's full video so that you guys can decide for yourselves. Don't forget to smash that like, subscribe, and share, and check out the membership options for awesome perks like early access to video.
I like this.
I
might have to offer him a job. It's let me get this out of here. So, I mean, I went and looked at a couple other videos while that one was running. I mean, they're basically all the same thing, but so I didn't realize what he was saying. So this could be the black thing, which, for lack of a better name. So this thing is only been seen by a handful of people that's seen it. It tends to cause massive panic anytime anybody sees it. And it's described as both solid and not solid. And it moves in such a way that it's like it's there, it's not, it's there, it's not, it's there, it's not. And it moves so fast that it can always catch you if it wants to. It just never seems to catch you.
Like it doesn't want to. It just wants
Like
to hurt.
it just wants to scare the crap out of you, what it seems like it wants to do. I'll have to see if I can't get a couple of other people to say so. Linda and I had one of these experiences, but I know a few other people over the years I've talked to the Tanner. But so for us, this was very strange. We were in a black. We used to have this all blacked out Stance, a really nice car, and we had it blacked out because some of the stuff we didn't want anybody to be able to see shining bumpers or shit like that. And so we're sitting we're 12 miles back in Honey Island Swamp, right next to NASA Stannis facility. I mean, well, technically we're in NASA because all the buffer zone belongs to NASA. So we're 12 miles into the buffer zone, deep in Honey Island Swamp. So we're sitting there, just talking. And I had the moonroof open, and we're just talking about some stuff we had seen. And I went to reach for something. When I did, I stepped on the brake pedal, and when I did, the taillights lit up. And when the taillights lit up, I thought I seen the blackness move. I was like, no, I didn't. I felt, oh, no, you're just getting scared. You're way back in the swamp. You're seeing things. So I reached over to Linda and tapped, and I said, look behind the car when I stepped on the brakes. When I stepped on the brakes, the thing was like 25 feet closer.
Ooh.
So I said, you don't even know what I said. Started the car up, put it in drive, and just punched it. Now, I know the swamp really well. I've been going out there since I was a kid. I'm doing 110, 115 miles. And these are dirt, gravel roads with swamp on both sides of them. And they're curvy, wide. I'm freaking sailing. So I'd have to slow down everyone for a turn. When we turn, the thing would get almost all the way up to the bumper. And I'd punch it, leave it. But it didn't matter because it always seemed to catch us. So we're coming to the end of this road, to the blacktop road. And it comes up on a big hill like this. And then the blacktop road goes like this. So I'm cruising. I'm not even letting off the brake. Off the gas. I'm getting like 30 yards from this thing. I just let off the gas, cut the car sideways, and just slid all the way up the hill and let the car jump up and just sit down on all four tires. And as it did, I reached out the window with the gun and went pop, pop, pop. Now it stopped. But it didn't stop because the bullet, whatever, didn't even phase it. It stopped because of the muzzle flash. The light made it stop for some reason. And I don't know what it was. So I just punched it. So I'm cruising down this blacktop road, going as fast as whatever this car could do, 130, 135. I just got it wide open. And we're coming up these bridges, and you got to slow down for the bridges. And as soon as I hit the brake to slow down, it just would almost be touching the back of the car. So I'm cruising. I'm getting to the end of this road, getting close to interstate. And I'm thinking, okay, I know there's a cattle guard. I got to slow down for the cattle guard no matter what. And I got to slow down significantly or else I'm going to tear out the bottom of my car. So I slow down from 100 and whatever to about 35. And you can watch this thing as it's rushing up behind the car across the cattle guard, which I figured it's got me. There's no way I can get away. At this speed, it's just going to overtake my car. And as soon as we get to the cattle guard, it just stopped and just like hovered there.
Was it human?
Sometimes it looked human. Sometimes it looked like a blob. Sometimes it had this black, spacey, weird shape. It could be smaller. It could be larger. It was very freaky.
Okay.
So at first I thought it was a hologram of some sort. But the problem with this is it has the ability to install fear into you at an unreal level. So it'll cause any kind of panic because I've been in some hairy, scary situations, much worse than that. And never had this kind of fear before. I was like, what the is this? I mean, it was just like it buried into your soul, and this was eating your soul away. That's how the level of darkness in this thing was. But I didn't think it was like a demon or anything. I really thought it had something to do with NASA and the aliens, like it was some type of control system that says, look, you're too close, get the bleep out of here. This way they didn't have to hurt us, just scare the hell out of us. Nobody's going to believe the story. Yeah. Unfortunately for them, I just started doing radio. I was on Wake Up USA, And I started asking every night, hey, anybody seen this? Anybody seen this? Anybody seen this? And then I put it online and put it in a video and said, anybody seen this? And then about once a year, I get somebody write in and give me a description. And it's the thing when they describe what they felt like, they had actually seen it.
Mhm.
And this might be what this is. And the way it moves is it blinks in, blinks out, blinks in, blinks out. Sometimes people even say you'll even see a charge. Well, I know when I talked to Senator McDonald about it way back when he reported that SR-71, I mean that T3, he described something like it that he said it was almost like it sparked a little bit as it left and came back, like it's not even sparked, like a kind of a reddish, orangish, goldish outline of whatever it was, like whatever it was traveling through was leaving an outline.
Oh.
I have no idea. It's freaky weird. What's that? Danana? Banana? What is it? Where are you from? South America? Where? That's South America's a big place. Argentina? Where in Argentina? You'd rather not say. Well, that's okay. I mean, you don't. It's not like anybody here is going to come get you down there in Argentina. You're at the bottom of the world, basically. You live in the mountains where you got internet out there. Elon Musk, huh? See, Elon Musk loves you, huh? That's right. Thanks. Go Elon. Anyway, what do you? You've heard that description before?
Okay.
Where? So let me get this straight. So what you're saying is there's a place. What is it, like an old Toltec or Mayan? I don't know what was down there. I don't know. I'd have to go look and see which one of the ancient. I don't know. I mean, I know where the Nazcans are. Is it like the Nazcan people? Well, the Nazcans used to board their children to look like aliens, or I'm sorry, look like they're gods. I just assume they're aliens. So, okay, so let me get this right. So, a friend of yours had seen what looked like a blue orb thingy come down on the side of this mountain. The five of y'all went to investigate it. When y'all ran across this, what first you thought was a black ghost hovering in front of the building where you thought this thing was. And then it started shape-shifting into a more solid form. And as it did, the fear grew until everybody was just running for their lives. Did it catch anybody? Did it eat anybody? No, I don't think it ate anybody, but I'm just. Well, look, ICAR at Cox.net. Send me the whole account. So y'all would fall and point the flashlight at it and it would stop. And as soon as you started running again, it would be there. And you could almost feel like it was breathing. You could almost feel like breath on your neck. That's crazy.
Wow.
I was in the car, so it wasn't getting that close to me.
Interesting.
You felt like you were going to die, but as soon as you got to a certain point, it just stopped and turned around. Yeah, see, I heard that from the people in Arizona in the desert. I've heard that a bunch.
Interesting. Like it's some type of a guardian or something.
What do you mean, Project Bluebeam? Well, it could be. I mean, Project Bluebeam is basically holograms. Mm-hmm. Well, way back in the day, they were projecting like Indian faces in the sky and UFOs, and well, you could kind of tell they were something because they kind of looked wispy. Now they look solid. They got serious hologram technology these days. Yes, stuff we haven't seen yet. Well, what do you mean hologram? We've been using stuff like that for a long time. In the old days, like the Army and Navy used to build fake tanks and put them out in fields so the people would bomb the wrong tanks. Yeah, see, today we just use a hologram technology and project them out there with people and stuff and camps going on. Yeah, it makes it look real. If you're making the enemy waste bombs on something else, that's less bombs that's going to kill you. I don't know. It could be an alien. It could be this black thing we're talking about. I don't know why it would be there unless, and maybe you had both. Maybe something Maybe something portal in the wrong place and they sent this thing to retrieve it.
Mm.
You mean dimensional portals? I don't. Most of the evidence I got suggests that the extraterrestrials are from our dimension. I'm not. I'm not trying to say that there's nothing on other dimensions and stuff like that, because I know there is, but it just seems like the aliens that are visiting this planet seem to be from our solar system. I mean, not from our solar system, but from our dimension.
At least when we see them.
Yeah.
So they become visible.
Yeah. Well, the Greys definitely have the ability to cross dimensions because that's how they take you out of time and space.
Right.
Yes, they pull you out. That way you don't age. And it's also the main reason they do that is because they wanted to get rid of missing time. In the old days, we always found cases due to missing time. Well, missing time's kind of gone away. Even though MUFON hates to admit it, it has gone away. And the reason why is the aliens got smart. They know that's one of the way we track cases. It's through missing time. So it's also one of the ways that contactees track cases.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning their own stuff. So if there's no missing time, then nothing happened. So if they take you out, if they pull you out of time, they can put you back 5 minutes before you left, 10 minutes after you left. Nobody knows. It's not like the old days when you'd be gone or something. Nobody's going to know. And they can loop your memory. They don't even have to do cover memories anymore. Some reason, somewhere along the line, I don't know, probably in the 90s, it seems, when it happened, they decided to change the way they did abductions. We were the only organization to ever mention it, the only one organization to ever talk about it still today. And I don't know why, because it's quite easy to see that they changed their tactics. There's no real missing time cases anymore. And you don't have all these messy cover memories anymore. It seems like they just loop your memory.
Mm.
What Sarah, a loop memory is, let's say that Charis every day drives and gets a cup of coffee at Starbucks every day, just a routine. She does, maybe it's like a 20-minute drive and then another 20-minute drive to work. So it's a routine. She does it every day. Bam, bam, bam. So when something happens to her and they use that as a memory, she's not going to question that memory.
Mm-hmm.
It's something she does all the time. There's no reason to question the memory. The only time the aliens get in trouble is when they screw something up, like the lady who was pregnant that used to get the hot dog every morning. Well, they had her go and they were showing her getting a hot dog every morning while the hot dog stand was closed.
Mm.
So obviously it was a cover memory of some kind. It was a looped memory of some kind. Hey, look, they changed the way they did things because I guess we were getting too close to some stuff. Well, come on, they've been doing the same way for how many ever thousands of years they've been doing this. They were probably just as surprised as we were that we figured something out. They were like, "Oh shit, these humans are figuring stuff out. We better keep an eye on them."
The internet changed everything.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm gonna wait before I make any judgment calls on the Miami thing. I mean, there is something weird in those videos. What it is, I couldn't tell you. I'm sure a couple other people will look at it. I'll send it over to Kirby and see what he thinks it is. But
I would like to see the creature video blown up.
wait, you broke it right as you said the end. What you said?
Blown up and enhanced.
Yeah, I would too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what the thing is. That's what I asked Charis when we were watching. Is that a building with those 3 lines? Is that like a tiers of buildings? What makes a difference?
I've never been to that. I don't exactly know. I'd have to ask someone.
Yeah, we'll have to find out who was.
You can Google.
Yeah, it's well, it might have been. It might have been the mall. It just looks like, you know what it looks like? It's a parking garage.
Oh,
okay. Hey, girl, damn. Hopefully that didn't go out on the radio. Okay, no, it didn't. I didn't want to hear that commercial. That was not for people under the age of like. Hey, YouTube just puts anything on commercials now. No, I wanted to see. Hold on, I'll get it back in a second. I was just letting it play out its commercial. This very pretty lady is just yapping away about something. So let's see if we can see it in here. Let's cue this video back up for a minute. Alleged aliens. It's always alleged. Let's take a look at it again. So that's a parking lot over there. This is the cops along here. That's an awful lot of cops.
Right? For a teen fight? No way.
That's an awful lot of cops. I mean, that's getting ridiculous. That's not no 10 cops like that said, and more coming.
Right.
So this is more parking. I'm just trying to see. Holy crap, man. There's just cops everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Come on, go back the other way. Damn it. I'll have to wait till it comes back. Well, I gotta go back. Hold on, it's gonna bug me now. Go back. Okay. Well, I'll lay back for a second. Yeah, I'll move you back then. It's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30. Go into play. 31, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38. So we were stopping right here. So that's over 40 cops. Over 40 people. What do they think? We were being invaded by the Russians?
And that's just one side of the mall. I don't know if there are more coming in their spot.
Yeah, well, you can see more. And I guarantee you over here somewhere they got some. They didn't just block off one side. What happened? They decided to go out the side or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see, by the way, I don't see any teens. None. I don't see any people outside whatsoever, actually. See, that's the kind of shit that gets them in trouble right there. You know, because they say this stuff, and then you look at this kind of video and you're like, well, wait, where are the teens? It's kind of like the Ukrainian war. I'm still looking for the Nazis. The other day I asked somebody, I said, where's the Nazis? I said, Putin said he went over there to get the Nazis. I said, the war's 2 years old now. Where the hell's the Nazis? I said, nobody's even killed one Nazi. People, come on. Sometimes things are just stupid. And that's one of them. War is stupid, people. Get over yourselves. You know, for you young people, y'all gonna have children one day, so you don't want your kids going to war. Thank God mine's too old now. All right.
Enemy stuff. Right, okay. Right, we're going to be talking about the two videos regarding the Miami aliens, Miami Mall aliens, all right? There's going to be a film made out of this one day, I'm telling you, for sure. And then we're going to look at another video which has just popped up today, which I could not believe.
We're fast forwarding you,
right?
dude. You're giving me a headache.
Listen, watch. I'm going to play it first.
Finally inside.
I'm going to tell you something about this.
Bro. Everyone's going this way. Yo, what is that?
Right, what is that? It's rubbish, mate. I'm calling this out. I'm sorry. I'm calling this out. It is complete and utter.
Bro.
This, in my opinion,
You see anything in there?
It's an AI generated video. Okay? And I can see it's generated by AI. Because if you slow this right down, let's just
bro.
All right, bro, hang on. Look.
She's having issues there.
AI has this weird and wonderful way of it's almost like you got to think of AI like dreams, right? Dreams just manifest into something else, into something else, into something else. And I'll walk you through it. But look, first of all, AI still to this day, unless you've got some really good software, it doesn't do fingers and feet very well. Look at me debunking, look. So you've got watch this here. This person, okay? You've got an alien here, I think, and maybe one here. But look, watch.
Wait, what?
And also look at the top here, right? Look at the top. Keep your eye on this one for a second. right? Right, there you go. First of all, this here, this mirroring, that's AI messing up, I think. I can only assume, but I think that's AI. But this here, let me just go back slightly. This here, this bit here, is a true case of AI dreaming, right? I'm going to call it the AI dream, where it sees something, right? And it goes, oh, I've created an image here. Let's just keep on going back. See how this just blends? It's probably pictured this thing here as a person, right? And notice here. But as it goes, as it's generating, by the way, this person's not got a head. As it's generating, it goes, oh, that's a face. Oh, hang on a second. Now it's moving. I need to make this into a body. Boom. And it's turned what was one figure into a body, right? And there's another, what is this as well? What is this? And look at the state of your hands, love. Like, where's the alien here? Is it you? Look at the state of her fingers. I've told you, AI can't do hands very well. It just messes up. It usually gives people 6 fingers.
All right, we like your AI, but let's move on.
Shadows in a mall, shaky camera, blur image. That's what he's typed in. And this is
what is that?
And that's what he's got. Okay, so that's the deep analysis of that one. Okay, I could be wrong. Hey, I've been wrong once before, but that to me is AI. Now, this one in particular, this one here, I literally just thought, no, that's rubbish. Okay, now this one I threw under the bus again because I was like, mate, this isn't even. I actually replied to somebody on Twitter. I said, this isn't even in Miami. Now, looking at it,
oh shit,
it just didn't even seem like Miami. When I first saw it, I saw people's haircuts, things like that, and it just looked like Japan. It looked like somewhere like these look like Japanese people, okay? But then when people started sending me to me over and over and over and over again, I was like, okay, let's just have a little look here. So this is
they're wearing
the
masks.
one that people sent me. Right. I've just seen something else. Okay. I've just seen something else as well. So, let me support it a minute. Let me support it first, and then I will tell you my counter argument. So, what it's got here is literally what the graffiti artist and a couple of other eyewitnesses said, right? A few kids were like rustling around. One had a backpack.
We love you, dear.
This is an asset. I'm sure is an asset that I might even have. I think I might have the asset. See how it swirls? When what's it called? When Doctor Strange came out,
you're talking about
right? They started doing all this sort of stuff. Loads of assets for digital creators.
We moving on, dude. What was that you said?
What is this all about? Let's go.
The current UFO renaissance was sparked by this now famous footage, the 2004 Tic Tac encountered by naval aviators from the USS
Tic Tac, sir?
Well, tonight, there's another video that is sending shockwaves through the UFO community. Stunning new footage of a purported UAP, or unidentified aerial phenomenon, as UFOs are now called. It resembles a jellyfish flying in the sky. Its tentacles...
That ain't a jellyfish, mate. That's like a bloody transformer. robot in disguise. Look at it.
Dangling, I guess, in the air.
Does kind of look like
This
a
video was
transformer.
released by UFO
To the water, where it was fully submerged for 17 minutes. This was also caught on video, apparently, before coming back out of the water and shooting off at a high rate of speed.
That looks kind of like a U.S.
Go around Iraq
jetpack.
a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, that's somebody.
The aliens, as well as the paranormal.
Pretty good thing, but still, dude, you're on crack, buddy. You need to chill out a little bit, smoke a joint, stop jumping around. Which is Miami police respond to alien theory after fight at mall. So it says it's after the fight. We'll cue it up since we're sitting here.
Recordings just got better.
Put that on there.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce.
Oh, hey,
that
Dana
local
from
recordings
StreamYard.
are
Why don't
now
you fix this
available on
thing?
Well, by now, you've probably seen this. The video is on your social media feed. Teens spreading panic at Bayside Marketplace. Groups fighting, lighting fireworks, and damaging stores. Amanda Placencia is live in downtown Miami with more. And Amanda, several teens have been arrested.
Oh, we seen this video. Several teens have been arrested. Arrest them little heathen
teens have been
bastards.
arrested between the ages of 14 and 16 years
You know,
old
them little
after
teens are
wreaking
bad.
havoc last night here in Bayside, and we've learned.
Yep. Just have to wait, I guess. Wait and see. It was what,
Yeah.
a little bit over a week ago?
Let's see if we can find one more. What's this crazy guy talking
These
about?
Miami Mall alien videos are not going anywhere. In fact, it's just getting so much worse with people coming out with so many new videos, exciting and also sometimes a little bit ridiculous, of supposed footage of these aliens. And we've got some new footage of these aliens, which could be the most genuine footage that we've had yet from one of the whistleblowing
Damn, whatever that is
that
tall.
was in the mall at the time of the recording. So we're just going to jump straight into it with no mucking about. Before we do, get down there, hit that like button before we get started. But basically, the guy that originally posted his witness thing was a guy that goes by the name of King Sosa, or his TikTok handle, Lil Too Much 704, who posted this video that has gone absolutely viral. And I mean viral, of him and his story in the Miami Mall. Take a little look at this.
Man, what's up, y'all? I'm here to set the record straight, man. Like, I literally have been getting interrogated by the Miami Police Department for days, my dude. Look at me. It is really aliens. It's really aliens. And I cannot believe that the Miami Police Department is really going to try to make it seem like they had all those police cars and stuff out there over some kids fighting, y'all. We talking about 3 and 4 blocks. We get in, they asked us, first they asked us what we saw. It was me, 2 of my cousins, and 1 of my homegirls. All 3 of us being basically locked the fuck up. I ain't trying to get in trouble or nothing like that, but I'm just telling y'all, man. This shit is so real, man. Like, everybody saw it. There will be more reports coming out.
Damn, I hope so.
These men disappeared 48 hours ago. Should never have touched this case.
Hey, people, I'm to charge off for that ad.
His pinned comment didn't exactly help either. So why you say I'm a liar? This is real, y'all. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hood TV Experts. I'm dropping a video. I'm not a liar. And I'm thinking, right, well, he's got loads of traction on this video. He's got over 1 million views on TikTok. He's trending. He's going viral. He's trying to pump people to his YouTube channel. That's just how it works. You know, trying to explode that because that's where the money is. That was my initial thinking. Maybe I was too quick to judge this guy. Maybe I was way too quick to judge this guy because over the past couple of hours, he has actually released the footage that was on his mobile phone. And that footage is actually right here.
Well, good, that's it.
Now, at first sight, you probably didn't notice anything. Don't worry, I didn't either. But where there is a re-uploaded version that actually zooms in, slows down, and highlights exactly what it is we're supposed to be looking at. Now, that footage is supposed to be a different angle to the original post that was made that kind of blew all this up, which was the kind of bird's eye view from someone who was up in an apartment, to the clip that I initially said I thought was 3 cops walking alongside each other because of the poor quality of the camera. It just looked like they blurred into one entity. This video completely changes the perspective, and it completely changes how we could possibly look at this. Now, people could say it's staged, people could say it's faked, but I don't know how it could be, because if you re-watch the footage, you can quite clearly see ahead a shadowy figure, which is exactly what the reports have been saying all along, and you can quite clearly see a very tall, shadowy figure with a head, incredibly clear as day. Take another look.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think he's wearing,
What do you think?
looks like a person in. I really can't tell.
Does look like a person. It does look like it's about 9 or 10 foot tall, judging from where it's standing. But
now, again, does this necessarily mean it is legitimate footage? No, I don't think I can say that 100% hands down. But he is the only person to have shared that clip. He is the first person and only person to have shared that clip, which means my thinking is that it definitely came from his mobile phone. And he did promise in his original statement that he would be sharing the original clip that he had if the video got likes and shares, which it clearly did, because it blew up on TikTok, went absolutely viral, got over 1 million views. And that is all that we've got from this guy. Now, I did take a little scan over to his YouTube channel, Hood TV Experts. There is actually nothing other than what has already been posted to TikTok, and the clips are nowhere near as popular over on over on YouTube, sorry, as they are over on TikTok.
yeah, because there's 5 million aliens
I
on.
don't know, maybe we.
Whoop, we got to let you go because we're getting close to time. But
See, I mean, maybe people could write to you if anyone saw it or knows someone who saw it.
yeah, if y'all saw it, people, right? We're gonna send Charis down. Oh no, we can't now. She's out on the West Coast now. Damn.
Only for a week.
She's out there. She's out there with them weirdos out there. Might turn her into some kind of zombie out there or some shit.
Zombies come from everywhere.
Zombies live in Carolina is where the zombies live, and Virginia too. Y'all ain't never seen them zombie movies, people. They all over Virginia, man. They just I've come to eat some Virginia people. They must taste good in Virginia or something. I don't know what it is. Danny, Mike, I have no idea. I'm kind of with Charis on this. I don't know what it is. I mean, it could be an alien, it could be a hoax, could be some weird flare of the camera. Well, you're using cell phone cameras. You know what? One of them didn't look like a cell phone video because it was full wide. Cell phone videos always do that narrow in thing.
Unless they turned it sideways.
Well, that's true. I guess you could say that. Sorry, but then it would show sideways. I don't know, Jamie. It's interesting. I don't know what it is. Your boy, you mean your boy? As witnesses goes, he's a 50-50. Well, he was pretty high there in that last video.
Or exhausted.
Not this last guy, the other guy. Yeah, it could have been a little bit of both, actually. He was definitely exhausted, but he was definitely high. You could see it in his eyes. But well, no, I'm not hating on him. He might have had a hard time with the cops and came home and got high. You can't freaking really hate on him for that. I mean, I'm just saying. No, we don't rule people's testimonies out if they were smoking pot. Now, you didn't drink like a fifth of alcohol. We might take that in consideration. Or if you were doing some hallucinogenics, maybe. I don't know. We're gonna wait and see. I got a couple people down in Miami. We got a couple people that work for us down in Miami.
Yeah, let's get them on it. I want to know what happened.
One of my boys was telling me this morning. He said he had talked to a friend of his that is a captain on the police force. He said he got in trouble for asking why there was so many cops dispatched, because he was told the same thing. It was a shooting. He said, but they don't usually send like 50 officers out. They send 4 or 5 in the area to see what it is, somebody to investigate, and then they can have cops come in from different areas. I don't think he believed him. I don't think this police officer believed what he was being told. It still doesn't mean it was aliens, but still.
Strange. Don't know what.
You got to remember, our government runs experiments. It's not just our government. There's other corporations that run experiments to see how their projects work. So to help y'all with this, I mean, y'all have heard of Love Canal and all them places, but more recent times, if you've heard, like when we had under Obama, he opened up relations with Cuba, and we had diplomats in Cuba, and they were using high energy sound waves to mess with our people, messed them up pretty bad too. Well, you never know when somebody's testing a new product like this, a microwave or something that disrupts your brain waves. And well, yeah, people, sound waves, magnetic waves, lots of different types of waves can interfere with the way you think or process thought. Anybody, it could have been anybody running an experiment. It could have been somebody from a foreign government for that, as that matter goes. So we don't know until we can get somebody pinned down to say, hey, we saw this thing up close and personal, and this is what it is. And so far, no one's come forward with that. For as many people that were in that mall, well, Mike, you're right. They might be scared to come forward.
Maybe, yeah.
So in case y'all don't know, Charis is actually Wonder Woman. So if y'all get in trouble, she'll put on her outfit and come down there, Wonder Woman, and take care of y'all people. Really and truly, if you decide anybody wants to write into us, everybody in this organization is under a disclosure agreement, so we're not going to tell anybody. But remember, when you're contacting any organization, doesn't matter if it's this one or MUFON or anyone, you're going to be known. And you're not going to just send something to somebody and the government's not going to know about it. They watch everybody. Well, they watch me because I'm freaking insane, but they watch everybody. Should they watch? They watch everyone. Well, people like her and I probably have some type of implant of some sort, but I'm not talking about from the aliens now. You just, when you have a following of any kind or the potential of any kind of real following, then, and you know what we know, they're interested. I see her every day on Instagram talking to people. Well, about all sorts of stuff, actually. Sometimes I sit and watch. Sometimes I got to go do stuff, but I don't know. She won't come on my network. I've asked her 100 times. She's like, gives me the bird finger. And I don't know if she's ever given anybody a bird finger, but
For asking me to come visit.
Oh no, we talked about that. We're out of time now. We can't really talk about it. But no, we talked about she was there at Burning Man this year for the flood.
For the mud.
Yes, for the mud, flood, the flood mud, whatever the hell you want to call it, the flood of mud.
Yeah. The funny thing was that the same hurricane there came here through LA right before I left. I was in the hurricane, and the thing I was about mudslide, because if it destabilizes the ground, that's the thing in California, and you don't after the rain is done, so it wouldn't happen during the rain. But there was no mudslides, thank goodness. But then I went up to Burning Man, and then we basically had a mudslide. It didn't slide, but there was a foot of mud that you could not operate. Really well.
That's it. Yeah, that's that. Well, they got that clay mud out there, guys. It's just been sitting there packed dry for God knows how long until it got wet again. It's like a sponge when it absorbs it. Yeah, and it's soft. Yeah, it's sticky. It's kind of like fudge almost.
Yeah, it would wreck your engine, and even with bikes, it would wreck. It would just lock up and process.
Yeah, because it gets all sucked up. No, it's just not an operational. You can't really operate in that stuff. It's pretty much work out your legs because you're going to get a walkout. Oh man, that shit sucks on you. It'll make you build up some thighs down walking through it, some calves. Well, no, because I asked her. One of the reasons I invited her on the show that week was because I knew she had been there because I know she goes, and I kept hearing all these horror stories from people. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna call Charis and see if it was that horrible. Because when I talked to Danny and Mike and Elaine and Shelly, they said it wasn't that horrible. But they were more prepared than other people, I guess, too. They had a bigger tribe, I guess. Burning Man's not like Burning Man's like a bunch of tribes. If you haven't been, you don't understand it. So you're gonna have to go to understand. But they get in bigger groups every year. It's a bigger group, and they build their families and stuff together. And well, that way there's food and stuff. Like when shit like this goes down, you have a group and protection and more food and stuff to just and even when you're stuck, you have more entertainment because you can talk to your friends.
And it depends on the kind of person you are. The people who I've heard had a really bad time who didn't back together. But everybody who actually embodied the principles of Burning Man.
Yeah, they just. What was it? No, like I mean, well, I'm from Louisiana. Mud ain't gonna bother me at all. I'd have been out there taking boards out, making slides on this shit so I could walk around. So I know how to deal with mud.
Brought in off-grid thing. It's leave no trace. It's self. You're supposed to be self-reliant. So now, had it happened the day we're supposed to leave out of supplies, I think that would have been scarier. But it happened right in the middle. So if you're prepared and you come prepared, I mean, we had like we didn't run out of supplies in my because we came in with everything we needed.
That's where you got to do it. Denise, no, we got to go. But it's after 8, yes, and the Outer Realm is on now, and Michelle DeRoche. I don't. Amelia might be with Michelle. Amelia's been taking off some days. She got some other stuff going on. She's got to take care of, but she's there a lot. Yeah, I'll go catch her. So it's Amelia Passano, who is a psychic. She's a gifted psychic. And Michelle DeRoche, who's also a gifted psychic. They do a lot of clearance. They talk to a lot of guests. No, Amelia used to do was it Missing Children? Yeah, she's a very gifted psychic. She's insane, by the way, but she's a very gifted psychic. She's a good friend of mine, but she's still insane. I can say that because she lives in Canada and she can't smack me. You heard that, Amelia? I know you're on air right now, so you can't do nothing. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. I want to thank everyone for tuning into United Public Radio and UFO Undercover. You can catch. Oh, Charis, tell them where they can find you and what you're doing because I know you're always up to something.
Yeah, they can find me on Instagram at TikTok at Great. Website Charis. You can find me on Amazon. Just search yeah, I'm around. Pretty easy to find.
Yeah, it's just type in her name and you'll find her. And if you don't remember her name, write to me at icar@cox.net and I will give it to you. What do you mean she's got 4 names? Well, she's got 3 she uses that I know of. And she might have 5. I have 4 names. I actually do legitimately have 4 names. Well, because I was raised Catholic. Yeah, so then you get another name. If you can't tell I was raised Catholic, Joseph Paul, I mean, that pretty much is self-explanatory. And then Francis, because when I made my catechism. Yes, and then my last name is 4 names, yes. Don't ask me. I didn't create these freaking religions, man. I didn't even want to be part of the damn thing. No, I'm not. I'm not part of any religions today. I will say this before I leave. I'm a very spiritual individual, and I do believe in spirituality. And even though I like to give my friends like Charis a hard time because they're a little bit more into it than I am. Well, no, see, that's good for me because people like her help me. They're like it's like a cheat. Because they're doing all the work and I'm watching. So, oh, well, that works. Let me do that. It's like a cheat. What do you mean? No, really. Because I got a lot of friends that are, how can I say this? Connected with spirit, or maybe spirit's not the right word. We'll just say connected with the other side. It helps me out because I'm unfortunately for me, especially since I've gotten a little bit older, I have lately been very empathic and very telepathic, and it's starting to irritate the crap out of me. And no, because like in my own house, I'll think about something and somebody that night I'm thinking about hot chocolate. Somebody goes in there and makes it. So I was like, man, I want some tall house cookies. Somebody goes in there and makes it. First off, it's not a good thing because I'm get fatter than I already am. And secondly, well, no, because like when you're in public places, you have to watch because if you're very empathic and let's say for some reason you're in a bad mood that day. When you walk into a room and say there's 20, 30, 40 people in there, within 10 minutes, they're all going to be in a shitty mood. Or just the opposite. If you're real happy and stupid giggly, they're going to be in the same room, the same mood. And the other side, if you have your guard down and you're not paying attention, those same people can dictate your mood.
Yes.
That would, yeah, it's a hard one. So one of the hardest things I had to learn when I first got involved with this is how come some people had such a disconnect and such a hard time. And after a while, I realized because they're empathic, they didn't understand they were empathic, and they were just sensing other people's emotions and trying to live through other people's emotions. You can't do that because you may be a happy-go-lucky person, but if all you're sensing is hate and anger all day round, say like your neighbor or something, it's going to ruin you. You have to find a way to shut it off, or close it out, or move it, or do something with it, or learn how to send thoughts back, send happy-go-lucky Disney thoughts back to the person with the bad thoughts. You know, Disney. What do you mean you never heard it? Where the hell are you from? You never heard of Disney? You are. If you have never heard of Disney, you are absolutely an alien. I got friends living in a jungle in Brazil know what the hell Disney is. You know what's funny? I got two regulars that come to this show that listen to us. One is in the deep lives in the rainforest, deep with a cell. They have a satellite phone. That's how they listen. Yes. No, they're from a tribe and they have the satellite phone. That's how they listen. They listen to all sorts of stuff on it. They get internet on it. Yes, and they still live the old tribal ways, everything in their life except for that phone. People, pick what they want. What do you mean the lesser life? That's not a lesser life. It's a different life. They may be completely happy in that life.
Yes.
Would I be happy in it? No, because I need my technology. But we're not going to anyway. I want to tell everyone good night and thank you for listening to UFO Undercover and Unite Public Radio. Be sure to check out Charis Melina. She's all over the place. She's not really hard to find. Again, if you have a problem with her name, just write to me and I'll send it to you. What do you mean? It took her 3 years to teach me how to say her first name. Anyway, we gotta go. Be sure to check her out. Say hi to her. She's really a nice person. She's got a good heart, and it's very. I like talking to her because I know she's a good person. And most of the time, I have to talk to you evil people. So I'm happy anytime I get to talk to someone nice. Y'all think I'm playing with y'all? I'm not. But again, shut up. Good night. I'll see y'all Friday. Good night, everybody. Oh Lord, these people.